because I have the power in the palm of my hands, just like you.
We've bought the cheapest welder available for 80 euros. It was on sale, and today we're gonna see if it works. If it works, we're gonna fix some rust on the car.
It's showtime.
A manual. We don't need that. Some welding tips. A welding helmet.
Right.
Ground cable. Brush. And the machine itself. Wow. It's so light. So this is the machine. There's no wire. There is. This is a flux core welder. Means you don't need to buy welding gas because the gas is inside the wire, which makes it very cheap, the machine, which makes this very suitable for DIYing. So it's not only the cheapest welder we could find, it's actually super small.
Secretly, Ka is checking the manual.
We have the torch, which is also very light and plasticky. Plug for the ground. There is a button for the amperage. On professional welding machines you also have a button to control the wire speed, which is how fast the wire comes out when you press the button.
Light speed too slow. Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed.
This one shouldn't be a problem, but it comes with some limitations. Let's set up this machine, see if it works. It's a little bit cheap, plasticky, everything. This is what you get for 80 euros.
How often will you still mention this?
Feed the wire. Wire comes out, close up the machine and do a test weld. We have prepared 2 test pieces which we're gonna try to weld together. Let's test it out. Not the most prettiest weld, that's maybe my welding skills. It has some penetration, let's see how strong it is.
Don't do that.
The welds didn't break, so I think it's good enough. I mean, for 80 euros you can weld. Gonna clean up the weld to see how it looks. First attempt, we just made a quick and dirty weld to see if the machine welds properly. Now we're gonna make a proper, nicer looking weld. I'm also gonna use my own welding helmet because it's a little bit better, fits on my head, and it has an automatic dimming mode, meaning you can see through it, and when you start welding it will darken up to protect your eyes. And with this thing it's always dark, so you cannot see through it, and you have to hold it. That means you don't have your both hands free to work on the piece. Much better. For 80 euros it welds. The welds are strong. Next up, we're gonna fix some rust on the car. Let's see how that goes.
How to prepare your rusty car. But before we can start welding, we have to check how bad the rust is. That doesn't look too good. Now we have to cut off every single piece of rust because we can't weld on that. But it's a lot.
Hey, hold up.
After cutting a lot of the bodywork, we have to strip it to the bare metal. We're doing this with the belt grinder, so it's easy to remove all the paint, because we can't weld on top of the paint. And finally, we're adding some weldable zinc spray. This will protect the metal from rust. And we cut the repair panels to match the hole. At least that was the plan.
Oh!
Build up.
Oh!
Why? Again?
Cut once. Measure twice. Let's fix my stupid mistake with this cheap-ass welder.
Since the panels on cars are really thin, we set it to the lowest setting, which is 0.8 millimeters. And when looking at the manual, this corresponds with a 20 to 45 amperage.
Will it fit? I'm making the inner piece of the arch. What I'm gonna try is to weld it in one spot. So let's weld it in.
Okay, time to put the first welds on our car.
Safety first. Budget welder.
Will it weld properly?
Contact on both panels. What I will do now is to cut it out, the parts I don't need.
So first we're grinding off the excess metal, and we can see that with the welds that we had, this thing is sticking in place. And then we make sure to weld it completely in and make it nice and stuck. And here is what it looks like.
Welded this inner piece in. It's not perfect, but if we clean it up,
It's the inner piece anyway.
it's the inner piece. You cannot see it. So we're gonna clean it up, seal it, so no new rust can eat into the new metal. Then we're gonna weld on the outer piece.
And all of this with a
Cheap ass 80 euros Flux core welder.
we fixed this with a 80 euros welder. So people looking for solutions without welding, you cannot fix this. This you need a welder, but you can do it with a really cheap welder and it works properly, right?
And let's clean it up so you can see it will be smooth.
Beautiful.
And it looks pretty decent. Now it's time for the outside.
So also for the outside we use the lowest settings. If you use a different setting, then you might burn through the metal. You're seeing that we're making tack welds here. That means just short dots of welds. And we do it at different places, so not next to each other. The reason you have to do this is because the sheet metal on cars is so thin, and the welding generates a lot of heat. And this heat causes the panels to warp, meaning you won't have a good end result on your car. So will this happen to us? Okay!
And it's done. It works! A new piece.
It looks pretty good. Oh, the welds look not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not
works.
perfect, but...
Parkside. Gonna clean up the welds.
So, will the rust be back?
No.
I'll be back.
Anyways, let's clean this up and see what it looks like. Will it be completely smooth?
Like new.
Man, this budget weld is doing pretty well, to be honest.
For 80 euros.
I'm impressed. I mean, the thing is really small and light. You would almost think when you grab it, like it's not a proper welder, but it works. So after the welding we add the body filler, sand it down, add a primer, and eventually we spray the whole car yellow. If you want to see what the car looks like, follow us and hit the like and subscribe button.
So for 80 euros, the machine works great. There are some limitations to the machine, so you don't have a setting for your wire speed, which means your wire speed is always the same speed. The machine feels very light, very plasticky. Also, the inside feels very cheap. So the plastic spool holder is a little bit, it's very flimsy. It's plastic. So I have my doubts. Maybe if you change your spool up 10 times, it will break or it will become brittle. I don't know. We didn't test it out, but I am really surprised with this machine. For 80 euros, you can really do some awesome welds. So cheap, doesn't break the bank. Arnold approves.
Hasta la vista, baby.